Apple has officially launched Apple Creator Studio, a shiny new subscription-based service that bundles apps like Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, Pixelmator Pro, and Motion. You know, those apps you used to buy once and then own like some kind of digital caveman? Well, not anymore. And it doesn't stop there. Apps that were free with any Apple device, like Pages, Keynote, Numbers, and even newer apps like Freeform, are now sitting comfortably behind a monthly paywall because apparently free was just a limited time emotional experience. In this video, I'm giving you my opinion on Apple's latest creative decision. Spoiler alert, it involves sarcasm. Let's get to it. Back in May of 2023, Apple finally announced that Pro apps were coming to the iPad, specifically Final Cut Pro. I'm going to be talking about that one. Now, it wasn't the full Mac version, but hey, it was still a win. Apple had finally decided to give the Pro iPad deserved professional software. Wild concept, I know. But there was a huge problem with that app. Let's take a look at what I said over 2 years ago. The last thing is obviously the price. The price is $5 a month. It's a subscription-based app, and I'm gonna leave my opinions regarding subscription-based at the end. Or you can pay an annual fee. I think it's $50. If not, I'll place the correct amount right here. This is Apple's test to see if their subscription-based apps work. If they work, I'm not gonna be surprised if more apps move in this direction and they start moving other apps. Maybe even Final Cut Pro for the Mac will be subscription based. Right now, if you guys don't know, you buy Final Cut Pro for the for the Mac once, and you get all the updates afterwards. So it's really inexpensive when you really think about it, but that's the idea that they had. Anyways, that's right. I called this. 2 years ago, I said this was Apple's trial balloon, a test. Let's see how much people are willing to tolerate. Experiment. And if enough users paid the subscription, Apple would absolutely roll this model out to other apps. And look at that. 2 years later, here we are. Tim Cook didn't even break a sweat. Now, if you want the latest version of your favorite Apple Creative app, you'll need to either pay $12.99 a month or $129 per year. And here's the part that really gets me. I've heard so many creators say, honestly, this is a great deal. No! A great deal was paying $2.99 in the case of Final Cut Pro once, owning the app forever, and getting updates without Apple shaking a digital tip jar at you every month. And let's talk about those updates. They're not revolutionary, they're not exciting. They feel like change for the sake of change. The software equivalent of rearranging furniture and calling it a renovation. Now, if you already paid for those apps, congratulations. You still own them, but you're also officially parked on Update Island. If you want the shiny new features, you'll need to pony up the dough and join the subscription club. No jacket required, just your credit card. And honestly, I don't understand why Apple would do this, especially now. We're living in a time where people are actively revolting against subscription fatigue. Everything wants a monthly fee. Cars, printers, toothbrush are probably next. Forks, maybe. And Apple looked at that backlash and said, You know what this needs? Another subscription. Not for something new, not for something revolutionary, but for apps you already pay for, or apps that used to be free. Apple is famous for being late to trends, but jumping into the subscription trend after everyone's already mad about them, that's not innovation. That's just pure bad comedy. On a different note, Apple also upgraded its AirTag to the second generation. It looks exactly the same and still uses a replaceable CR2032 battery because apparently Apple decided not to mess with perfection. But under the hood, it actually got smarter. There's a new ultra-wideband chip that boosts precision finding range by about 50%, better Bluetooth range, and louder speakers so your lost keys can scream for help instead of whispering. For the first time, precision finding also works directly on compatible Apple Watch models because why not turn your wrist into a tracker radar? And I honestly thought that feature was already there. I never knew that it was not. But anyways, Apple also improved item sharing in the Find My app, which is great for things like convincing an airline that yes, your luggage is right there. Privacy protections and pricing stay the same because even Apple knows not to push their luck. Not a must-have upgrade if you already own an AirTag, but if yours got damaged or you somehow lost an AirTag, which is ironic on multiple levels, definitely grab the new one. Same price, more range, louder panic beeps. Anyways, if this video helped you decide whether or not to sign up for yet another subscription service, or if it helped you decide to get the new AirTags, hit the like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Where do you line on this? Do you enjoy paying for monthly subscriptions? Things that you used to get buy once or even sometimes get for free. As always, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, the app formerly known as Twitter, and of course, right here on YouTube at J.R. Abrams Tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.